That's it. Broke the clicker.
In my defense, it was given to me broken, so.
I'll move on to the next one.
I don't know how to break things like that, Jay.
I just like to blame her for everything. All right, I think everybody knows who I am. Been around for about 3 months. Haven't been up north as often as I'd like to, and I do apologize for that. But as you all know, I try to reach out to y'all and tell you what's going on. Kind of putting out fires and dealing with the crisis at hand. I kind of have a fireman's hat, and I go to the biggest fire first, and if I get that one out, we just move on to the next, and that's kind of how we've been operating here the last couple of months, because it's been kind of a struggle for all of us. Big thing is teamwork. You know, we all have to work together, and that's what I'm trying to cultivate here with you guys, is getting you to communicate with each other, using me, using Josh, and working together. We're spread out, but we can still, work together. Ashley's helping with when we're needing to get coverage at stores and there's a drive time and stuff like that involved, we can compensate for that, put a little extra incentive in there. Staffing is tough for all of us. Some of you stores are better than others, so let's help out our team members. Let's work together and try to spread the pain, and ease the pain a little bit and spread it across the board and help each other through it. I've got a few things that we're going to go over that I'm going to be focusing on as I'm coming through the stores. As you've seen here in the last few months, it's not just going to be this stuff. I'm coming in. You guys are going through crisis. You're struggling. So if you got a line to the coolers, I'm going to jump on the register. If you got a line at the deli and you only have one person back there crying, I'll jump on the hot bar. I'm going to do all that to help you get through the day, but I still need to focus on these things as well. So help me help you. I don't mind jumping in there for 3 hours on the register for you to be able to finish your paperwork or get an order done or whatever you need to do. But I still have some things that I'm responsible for getting done. So if I'm going to be in there helping y'all, just try to make things as organized as you can and help me get through this as well, so we can still meet these deadlines and get these things done. One thing is the new self-shop. As Josh talked about in his presentation, the ExxonMobil mystery shops, those are a big deal. We did great the first half of the year, dropped off a little bit in July. Those weren't on that slide, but we need to get back on track with that. And with these self-shops that I just passed out, this is a tool that we'll use internally to help prepare you for their visits. So you can do this yourself. When I come through, I will do it. We'll have a score. After I do one of these visits, you're going to scan these in. If you had that next slide for me, please. We'll scan these in with your daily paperwork the following day, so that is reported to the home office as well, and they can see that we're doing this and we're staying on top of it ourselves. So again, it's conducted during my weekly visit. You scan in with your regular paperwork. The purpose, once again, is to better our ExxonMobil mystery shops and keep those up at the level they are. And like Josh pointed out, that impacts a lot for us. It has an impact on your bonuses. It has an impact on the benefits that we receive from ExxonMobil. So those are obviously very important for all of us. So next slide, to show you an example of one. And I gave you a copy so you can have that. I'll send that to you as well, so you can print them off for yourself if you want to keep doing them yourself, getting ready for my visit and for your mystery shops. Next.
This is something we're doing daily?
No, you don't have to do that daily. This is not something I'm requiring you to do daily at
like a
all.
guideline,
This is just
right?
a tool for you to help get ready for their visits.
Okay.
Just another tool. It's not a requirement. There's no deadlines. The deadline is on me. I have to do that.
Okay.
So when I come through on my visits, at least once a week, I'm going to be doing this in your stores. When I do it, I'll sign off on it. I'll hand it to you. You will scan it in with your paperwork the following day.
Okay.
Make sense? I've just given you a copy of it so that if you want to get better prepared and you have the time, when you have the staff available, you can go through it yourself, give yourself a score, you can kind of see where you're going to be at. Okay? Your monthly cash audit conducted at least once a month. I do have a deadline to get these reported to Virginia. They have a deadline in accounting for it with the banks. So we are going to get back on those. We've slacked off over the last few months, again, dealing with some of the crisis that we've been dealing with staffing, but we need to get back on track with it. Lauren has allowed me to make some adjustments to the spreadsheet, so it's a little easier to do. It's not going to take me as long to do. So I can get in and get out. I think I did, Tashar's, and it took us maybe 20 minutes to get through the whole cash audit.
Yeah.
So.
She got the smallest thing.
Over here.
But it's still,
You're a hater.
it is, yes, I understand, it's a smaller savings, a lot less money to count, but because it's organized and I was able to adjust the spreadsheet a little bit, we streamlined the process a little bit, so. The next slide is just an example of what it looks like, each store is different, we've got some with just cash boxes behind the register, we've got some with the safes and the tubes, you got money in different locations. Big thing is accountability, I'm still counting your registers. When you're looking at your cash audit, the main thing that we're focusing on is that reserve. So it's the amount of money you're able to maintain within your store. Some of it's $900, some of you are $1,500, some are $2,000. Everyone's different. The reason I'm counting the registers, that's something you guys should be doing on a regular basis, popping the till, checking to make sure you're not sitting too high. Each of your cashiers are maintaining proper cash handling, following the cash handling policy. This is just another tool for us to verify that. And I'm documenting it with the cash audit so that I'm sending it to the home office and they're seeing it as well. But you guys need to do this on a regular basis. Pop the till and make sure they're not holding in too much money. Went through one as an example. About a new employee had $800 in the register when I popped the till. The biggest thing is it's a safety issue. So keep in mind, your customers, those folks that are gonna steal from you are watching your behavior. If they see that you've got $900 sitting in your register, you got a bunch of $100 bills, you've got a stack of 20s, and they see this on a regular basis, they're watching this, eventually you're gonna be a target. And so this is a safety mechanism to protect you, protect the company's money, and protect your staff from being a target and getting robbed.
And real quick, before Rich came on board, every single employee in the company signed a form saying, I understand that I will not have more than $150 in my till under any circumstances. Not a lottery, if we don't have money to pay a lottery ticket, we don't have to pay it out. If you pop a till and somebody thought we had this discussion at the meeting before Rich was here. If I come into your store and I pop a till and there's $800 in the cash register, the employee's terminated. That is a terminate, they should be terminated, I don't care if it's day one. I'm a new employee, they don't know any better. They get their head blown off, they're gonna know better. Okay, I'm not making the calls to family members saying I've had somebody pistol whipped, beat, shot, stabbed, anything, because somebody's too damn lazy to drop drops. You wanna get on my bad side, this is how you do it. Cash is extremely important to me, $150, period. Okay.
The example you hear constantly from every single one of the cashiers that you do find that's got a little extra in their register is lottery. Lottery is the biggest excuse. They want to keep that money in there because they've got all those regular customers that want to cash in.
You know what we get for
That's
cashing in a lottery ticket? You know what a reward for cashing in that lottery ticket is?
Nothing.
Not a thing, nothing. Sorry, go to Publix.
The only thing lottery does for us as a company is it brings that customer in so they'll do buying other stuff.
We make a nickel, for every dollar
we
in
don't make
lottery, we
anything.
make a nickel.
I think what's important to note here, and I think this is what Josh and Rich are both getting at, is what is the most important thing to us? What is the most valuable asset of this organization is you guys. And nobody wants, especially after, and again, this is 6 weeks, after the last 6 weeks we have had as an organization, and a lot of stuff has happened in the 6 weeks, the last thing any of us want to do is reach out to another family member and have conversations that are just not fun. So please, just protect yourselves, that's the most important.
It's definitely, the biggest priority is the safety. And like I said, you become the
We
target.
can lose money.
They
We
will
can
watch.
get robbed.
Right.
Yeah.
But we can't lose.
We don't wanna lose people.
Money can be replaced.
Can you guys send those forms over to 207 for the new employees?
The cash handling form?
Yeah.
It gets in the new hire packet, but
It should, I was gonna say, it should be in the new hire
It
packet.
is, yeah, it's
ahead.
paper by so, I don't know how you have to.
Another thing we just implemented recently is your security sticker logs. Josh came around and passed out those books for those. Make sure you're filling them out on a daily basis. Everybody knows where the stickers are at. You know how to order new ones if you run out. If you go around and you see these stickers are damaged or removed in any way, for any reason, make sure that you're logging it, you're letting us know so we can report it, and we can get someone there to check that pump. You know, we've had a couple of situations where we've had devices attached to our pumps, and we've lost a lot of money as a company because of it. All because we weren't checking these often enough, and it's something, you know, it slid through the cracks. So we just need to make sure we're checking this as you're doing your store walks, and you're looking at each of your pumps, log what those numbers are, and make sure those numbers match. Sometimes they'll swap out a sticker trying to be slick. They can get replacement copies of their own, and so if they pull yours off and put another one on, if you're not verifying the number on the sticker, then you could be losing money again just by not verifying it. So verify it every day. It take you, while you're doing your store walk, you're out there for 5 or 10 minutes walking around the property anyway, you're checking your pumps, making sure everything's looking good, everything's working properly. Write down those numbers, verify the numbers, sign off on it, and make sure you have that logbook. So when Josh, myself, or Vanessa come through, we check your logbook and we see that you're up to date on it.
Oh, so what if we make a change, if we find one that's, you know, tampered with? It says void on it or whatever,
Then you need
do
to
we
back
need
off.
to report it?
Yes.
I know we changed it, I changed
If
it.
the sticker's missing, if the sticker's damaged, you back off the pump, put it in Corrigo, then myself, Rich, Bruce, Roger, whoever's closest will come check it. Once we open it up, verify that it's okay, then you replace the sticker, and on the logbook, it says new sticker, you put the new sticker number on that line.
Well, now Malin had changed the paper, that was why.
And then the next day when you check it, what you should have done, remove the sticker. Your pumps should not have one over you just on the side.
Right,
You don't have one over where you open it up to change the
okay,
paper.
That's something we need to check. I noticed at a couple of stores, instead of them being on the side so that you're preventing opening the
From
pump
that.
itself,
Uh-huh.
it's on the receipt. The receipt paper is not,
You have to be
non-consequential.
able, you have to do a skimmer, you have to physically get to the credit card reader.
Right.
oh, okay,
So
The day I brought them
it's in the wrong
around-
location.
Yeah, the day I brought them around and showed you where the sticker goes.
Right,
It's the only place it has to be.
okay,
You
all
don't
right.
need 5 or 6 stickers on your pump, you need one over the side.
Just the one, yeah,
or the on the
okay.
front door.
So the ones that are on top of the receipt paper, let's just get rid of them altogether.
Yeah, they should be gone.
Clean those off,
So
get
they
rid of them
usually
altogether.
do it that way.
They don't, all it has to be is on the side.
Okay,
So what do they look like if somebody's messed with them?
If they're red, and when you peel them off, it's got a backing on it, so when you peel them off, it says void over and over again.
yeah, you can see it,
You
if
can tell when
it's,
they're peeled off.
if somebody messed with it too much, it'll say void,
Yeah.
you can see it come through the redness of the paper, it'll say void.
I was getting gas and from church and it looked like that. Dang.
No.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Real quick, that's just an example of the log. You guys got the books that were passed out, so you
Yeah.
have them in there. Again, here's the new sticker column, so once we verify that the pump is good, and you're instructed to put a new sticker on, that's where you'll put that new sticker number
Okay.
on that next sheet, okay? Go ahead. Okay, bottom line, me as the field supervisor, I'm your next line of defense before you have to go up to Josh in the corporate office. I'm in here and I'm here to help you guys. So, you know, like I said before, we are a team. It's not been so long I've been sitting in your seat. You know, I was a store manager and I've been through these struggles and it's been very recent. I know how hard it is. I know you guys as store managers have the hardest job in this company, okay? I don't take that lightly, and I'm here to help you, so reach out to me. You know, before you break down and before you give up, before you burn yourself out, call me. Let me know what your problems are. We can work to it. If I can't get there myself, what I've been doing recently, because I'm kind of tied up in some other situations, is I call some of your partners, some of the teammates that are sitting here with you, and I'll send them. We can all break off, we can all help each other, so don't hesitate to call me. Sometimes you just need to vent. I'm here for that too. I don't mind getting those phone calls. You know, I'm not necessarily a counselor, but like I said, I've been through what you're going through, and I know it's hard. Some days it gets to the point where you just throw in the towel and give up. So reach out to me, talk to me, let me know what your issues are, and let me try to help you, okay? One thing I mentioned on here, closed mouths don't get fed. I know a lot of you are proud. You're proud of your job, proud of your store, proud of what you do, but you're too proud to ask for help sometimes.
Not
And
me.
you're gonna, what I'm afraid of, what I don't wanna see is you reach a point of burnout. because this is a hard job. And when you're working these constant doubles and you're working 7 days a week, you're gonna burn yourself out. So before you get to that point, ask for help. That's what I'm here for, okay? That second bullet there, I've not been in the convenience store business like Vanessa, 18 years, or Josh, over 20. I'm sitting at about 6, and I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't know it all, okay? But what I don't know, one of you guys do, and we can work together to figure it out. So give me your problems, let me know what your issues are, and if I don't know the answer, I'll find it for you, and we can work together and try to figure it out. At the bottom point there, like I said, we're not gonna survive. We've been going through these last few years some really trying times, especially with staffing. Getting the right people and having enough people, the constant turnover, which is why, like I said, we're going through a lot of burnout. The only way we're gonna do this is together as a team. So, especially this core unit right here, we have to work together. We have to help each other out. There's a distance between us. We're spread out over a lot of miles, but like I said, I've worked it out with Ashley and Josh to get approval for a little incentive. So if somebody has to pull out and go to another store and help out, we can get you compensation for that, whether it's mileage or whether it's an extra $25 here and there or a gift card. We can do something to get compensation for that. But the bottom line is we don't want to let somebody suffer. We don't want to let someone burn out. So just for that alone, because you're a team, let's work together and help each other through it. Go ahead. All right. Let you all read this real quick. I pulled this slide. The reason that I brought this up is you've got a team within your stores, and I think we've got a lot of assets there that we're not tapping into. Utilize them. Don't be afraid to teach them something. Josh talked about having, somebody that can check in your vendors, somebody that can work your cooler, having all these key people like Sandy does at her store to do all these different things. Teach them everything. Teach your replacement. We need to build up our bench so that we have really strong assistant managers like we've done in many of these stores to jump up and take over the store, whether it's because we're of turnover, we're shifting things around, we're opening new stores. We have to make all these adjustments. If you're not building up that bench, if we're not teaching our team members, then we're not gonna have someone to be able to do that. So build up your team, train them. Don't be too proud to learn something new from them. Like I said, I may be in a position over you all, but I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I know everything. You guys all can teach me something. I learn something new from each of you every day. So learn from your team, work with them, build them up, give them, empower them so that they want your job and they want to help you, and then they make your job easier. You don't have to do everything. A lot of store managers I've seen, over the years, they want to own everything. They want to do their own orders. They want to put their truck away. They want to work their own cooler. They don't trust anyone to do anything. Well, as you continue doing that, you're going to reach a level of burnout where you just can't go on anymore. So teach your people, use your people, build them up. Next. Again, back to what I keep talking about, keep pounding on, is it's all about a team. We can't do this alone. So work with each other, work together, and build up your team, and we'll survive this together. Next time, or next slide. And finally, ask if I got a couple of things here I want to go over before we get to questions though. Communication. We send out a lot of emails. I myself, as you probably noticed, are pretty lengthy emails. I know you don't have a lot of time to sit and read, but if I'm sending it, if I'm putting in the time to type it, then it's important. So at least respond with acknowledgement that you got it. Let me know that you received the message and it's understood. I've asked for staffing needs, and I've only got responses from 3 of you. I know our staffing being what it is and the struggles that we're all having, you all need people. So I need responses. I need to know what those needs are specifically. If you have specific shifts that you need, if you have specific positions that you need, whether it's more deli focused or cashier focused, I need to know what those needs are so that I can help you get them. We're trying to tap into different resources by using some of the different, programs within the different communities, whether it's like the women's shelters and stuff like that down in Key West. We're tapping into some of those resources to try to bring in, more candidates. But if I don't know what your needs are, then I can't help you fill them. So we need to do that. We need to kind of think outside the box when it comes to recruiting as well. You know, get out there and some of your competitors and, you know, start having those conversations. We may not be able to offer more money, but Dion's in itself, you've got a history of 75 years, and like Josh mentioned, we've not closed our doors outside of hurricane. We've not had to close our doors. We stay open. We continue to run this business, and the reason we're surviving is because of the company and the history that this company has. The community is loyal to this brand, and we're here for a reason, and we've survived this long for a reason. It's not like a Circle K who's all over the country, all over the world. We have a local community here that really values and supports and cherishes what Dion's is all about. So let's continue that. Let's keep working to build on that, and we'll get through this. We just need to, like I said, we have to think outside the box when it comes to our recruiting strategies, and maybe bring in some different elements so that we can continue building. Give me your staffing needs today or tomorrow if you don't, for those of you that haven't responded yet, so that I can work with Ashley. We're gonna establish we've got some recruiting things going on with ZipRecruiter and Indeed that we're establishing together, so we're gonna try to build up on that, but I need to know what those needs are specifically so that I can start looking for those for you. The other thing that I didn't put on the slides is your audit reconciliation, your monthly inventories. I'll be coming around trying to be there when you have your inventories, but then collecting those packages. You gotta work with those people as well. If you want them to get in and get out, you wanna get an accurate count so you know where you stand with your inventory, then you have to keep it organized and keep it clean. Cigarettes is definitely a real challenge as far as the amount of cigarettes we have in our inventory, but then having them organized. As we continue to transition and we start going into by item counts rather than this category base, it's gonna be even more challenging for them to count. So we need to start working on getting things more organized, and having things ready for them, clean and organized for them to be able to count it easily. If they can't find it and they can't count it, then it's gonna obviously affect your inventory in the end. And then one last thing is the passwords for submitting your paperwork. You're sending me, you're requesting your codes. Specifically, we just went over the stickers. Fuel variances is a big deal. Like I said, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know everything. So when it comes to those fuel variances, I have to solicit, Josh or Lauren to help investigate those a little bit until I learn a little better. So make sure you're sending me what the actual variance is. Not just that last page asking for what the error code is, because then I can't tell where those differences are, what the variance is, and what I need to be looking at. So make sure you're taking a picture of your fuel variance and what that number is when you're sending to ask for the password, so that I have both to compare to, and I can send that to Josh and Lauren to investigate, and we can get to the bottom of it. But before you ask for the password, make sure you're going back and just double checking your numbers. More often than not, we're finding, when we do this on a daily basis. If you go back through there, more often than not, you're finding that it's just a typo, because we're transferring data from multiple different places. You get your report, then you put it in your DQM, then you transfer it from the DQM and to StoreTrack, and sometimes, most of the time, it's a misplaced decimal or an incorrect key punch. So make sure you're going back and double checking everything you're entering before you're sending me automatically just trying to get through and seal the day asking for a password, because once you submit it, we can't go back and fix it. If you double check it before you ask for the password, we might be able to correct it beforehand. Okay? Any questions? All right, on to you.
All right, give me 2 minutes to set up my computer.